yo, Patrick, check it out. You got the perfect look, perfect everything for this role, and I want you to play this gay guy that has 2 gay boyfriends, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your limits of your artistry? Because some people, you know, they like, oh, it's art, so I don't care.
So you gonna get me in trouble for this one, man. This rapist face. I don't know what it is.
What the hell is the rapist face?
I don't know. Maybe it's a light-skinned person with a beard. I don't know. You can touch me here, you can touch me there. Can I touch you here, there? Kind of get those things kind of out the way first. So then that way, once you get it all set in stone, you can kind of just go crazy. You know, I mean, you can perform. If there is a conversation to be had where things are just getting too disrespectful, for the life of me, keep it off social media. For the life of me.
What up? I'm YoungBlaze. I'm a rapper, producer, and director, photographer, just all the way around creator. So what about you? You an actor, filmmaker, musician, someone who's creating or part of something amazing? Well, come meet people like you, where we take Chicago, Hollywood, and we meet up in the middle, and we get successful. So if somebody tell you switched up, acting different, acting brand new, nah. Just tell them I'm just acting Chicallywood.
Yo, what up, people? It's your boy YoungBlaze, and you're tuned in to Today on Chicallywood, and I'm with
Patrick Deal.
There we go. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So, who are you?
So, Patrick Deal. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I'm recently a producer and director. So.
How long you been doing your thing?
I've been acting for 20 plus years, I want to say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what have you learned so far in this business? Chicago as it is, being this interesting bubble that we live in of just dope talent. What have you learned so far in doing your time of acting?
So, I want to say the first thing I learned is that you kind of have to be built for this. Okay. In a sense where it's like, you know, the glitz and the glam sometimes can get a little bit distraction, but for the most part, you're pretty much your own calling card, your own business in a sense. And so, you know, with this acting industry, you kind of really have to do a good job at selling yourself. Yeah. And one of the best pieces of suggestions I would say that my agent told me was that this is a rejection business. You're gonna hear no all the time. If you can't keep on going, staying resilient, and just accepting those no's and realizing that sometimes just things ain't for you, it's the wrong business, you know?
So what made you stay strong and say, you know what? I got a lot of no's, but I'm gonna stick this through. Why?
I mean, I really just love it, to be honest with you. I mean, I've been doing this stuff, you know, since I was a kid.
Okay.
And, you know, what the biggest excitement for me in doing it was just the fact that I like creating. I like being in other people's shoes, pretending to be something, and just becoming a whole different character. And before I started getting, like, you know, money for it, I was doing it for free for the longest. But I was always having fun doing it. So with that, I think that's what kind of just kept me going and stuff. And then I was never really the type of person to kind of walk away from something. Yeah. You know, if I said I'm gonna do something and it's not really panning my way, let me just follow through and finish it out and see what happens.
Right.
And I think for the most part, things have panned out well, whether good or bad. I've always took something from those experiences, and it always elevated me in some kind of way as an actor.
Okay.
And it broadened my network. It gave me a lot of good relationships, and I was always able to keep working. And eventually, you know, I started getting rewarded for it. Yeah. Sometimes handsomely, sometimes, you know, decently. But for the most part, it was just the fact that I was honing my craft all the time. Yeah. And I think that's what kind of made me good at what I love to do. Yeah. You know, so just dedication.
What was something that you saw? What was a movie that inspired you to say, this is what I want to do?
The Wizard of Oz.
Really?
The white one, though.
The white one? Okay.
Yeah, the Judy Garland, man. I would get dropped off at my grandma's house, like after school.
Yeah.
And, you know, she had like all the work. So she had the cable and stuff, but I was always interested in the movie. She had like a very peculiar taste in movies. Yeah. You know, like she had all the Jacksons, all the Tina Turners and stuff, but she had these very eclectic selection of movies that I've never heard of, never seen before. and she would put on The Wizard of Oz, and I just fell in love with just the storyline. Like the I'm thinking it's a black and white movie, but I was just drawn in just how it started out, like the hurricane, the tornado, and things like that. And Judy looking as gorgeous as she did. I was a kid. I was like, oh, she has there. You know, and I'm 8 years old, thinking, dang. But you know, over time, like seeing it kind of transition from that to the Technicolor, things like that, it felt like magic to me. And then kind of seeing the little guys. The Munchkins. I think they're called the Munchkins, though. The Munchkins, the witch, things like that. Everybody just like in these colorful costumes. Yeah. The set, it was beautiful. And I just kind of fell in love with it right then. And then after watching it for the 100th time, that's when I was like, I think I want to do something like this.
Not the 100th time.
I've seen Wizard of Oz so many times. And people don't like it when I say like they bring up the Wiz a lot. And I'm biased because I say like the Wiz is cool, but they ain't got nothing on the Wizard of Oz.
Michael Jackson, Diana Ross.
Man, I'm sorry, ain't got nothing on. You know that Rainbow song, man. It's a classic. Bro.
I got you.
Sorry, but
so when you started, what were some of the pitfalls that you encountered when you started with your career?
Pitfalls. I guess I'm gonna say just.
I'll give you an example. Like I talked to somebody and it was like the thing they kept coming across was that sometimes they would feel that they would pay money to go to certain workshops and it just wouldn't balance out. Yeah. Where it would be people that felt like, okay, I did these auditions and it was like somebody told me that they had to pay to go do an audition, which was, so.
Okay, yeah. So
is that a thing?
Yeah. So I got to go back then because I almost suppressed these memories. So when I was 14, I was still in high school, 14, 15. Yeah. My mom got a call from this guy, some Russian dude. Don't know who he is.
A Russian dude.
And I think, I'm trying to think, I can't remember how he got in contact with us, but apparently he had this modeling agency. And, she always knew that I wanted to be an actor. Yeah. And so this guy says, hey, I run a modeling agency. We're looking for some young talent, some young guys and girls to come in and kind of audition with us. We got a program to where, it's kind of like American Idol type stuff where you audition, you go through rounds, and then at the very end, you get signed to an agency. Mm-hmm. Now, at 14, 15, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be a star and stuff. And my mom, she was going to the industry too. So we both are just thinking, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And so we go into the agency and, we're modeling, they're teaching us how to walk and stuff, and we're kind of auditioning. But for the most part, I don't know what I'm doing. It was all the way in Schaumburg somewhere. And at the end of it all, the guy said, Patrick was perfect. He was stellar. Oh my God, he's one of the best talents I've ever seen. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna send you a contract to get him signed to this agency right away. I just need you to make a deposit of $1,500. And my mom kind of went crazy. And I'm thinking, Mom, what are you talking about? This is my dream. Just pay the money. She's like, boy, I ain't got the money.
That sounds like ransom right there.
Exactly. And so, and this is before I started to find out that there are actually people out there who will do stuff like that. And so, I think what happened was I did end up, me and my mom, we did kind of like compromise on giving him $300. Mm-hmm. So we gave him $300. And what happened was that while I was kind of waiting for the contract to come or whatever, somebody gave her a call and said, did you pay the money yet? And I'm thinking, did you talk to somebody? And it turned out she had called somebody to get a second opinion about these business arrangements. Yeah. And somebody told her, you don't ever pay for anything. Like somebody wants something, they're gonna sign him and he's not gonna pay anything until he gets paid for a project. And then that's when she was like, oh snap, I need that money back. Yeah. And long story short, we got the money back, but she kind of had to like come out of character to get the money back, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of like the thing where I was just like, dang, like people out here trying to exploit actors for a sense. Yeah. And it was kind of discouraging for a second because I think for a while I didn't trust agencies. I didn't trust agents because I thought that was always about that. Yeah. And that happened to me again when I was going into college, and then I got into another thing at the John Hancock somewhere. We didn't end up paying any money, but they did end up taking $100 from us just to like apply for the thing. Okay. I auditioned the whole shebang and stuff, and it ended up just being kind of just going dead end. Yeah, and nothing happened. And then I started finding out about 9 Mag and a bunch of other people. So
it's interesting because it seems like almost beginner actors fall into this rite of passage of, you know, some kind of way.
Yeah.
It's some type of weird scam that might happen here and there, but it's like, I think now with the internet, social media, we can kind of see through it, or talking to people that got experience under their belt. Like, you do not need to pay to come to an audition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they want you, they're going to have, you know, they're going to make it easier if they want you. Yeah. So I guess my question to you is, so when you got your first role, what was your first role?
So my first role was in a play. I was on stage for the longest first before I booked anything film related, TV related. So what I did was it was a show in a church, and you know they wanted to audition the kids and stuff like that, and that was cool. You know, they just wanted to see if who was able to kind of like just take direction and stuff. It was pretty easy, and we didn't get paid for the project, and we didn't have to pay anything in. I mean, it was a church, so but the director had an eye for that Broadway scale. So for the church, you know, he put on like a massive production for it, and I did that for about 3 years because it was an ongoing thing that he did every year up in Indiana. And after that, I did some stuff for the school, and so this was kind of already prepping me to be auditioning as an actor. And then professionally, I didn't start doing that until after college.
Okay, when
I started to like know the lingo now, because I had professors like mentoring me and other students kind of referring me to certain projects.
Yeah.
And that's when I was able to kind of like nail like, okay, yeah, you don't pay for this stuff. You just kind of have to go out there, have a good portfolio, and then kind of just cross your fingers.
Yeah. So how, when you first got your role, I mean, I started seeing you transition, like, because I think I seen you on Chicago PD. Yeah. So I want to touch on that. What was that like when you was on Chicago PD?
So that was...
I'm just acting Chicallywood.